Okay, so in 2025, the new coolers for Gatorade are coming out. Some may already have them. Yay for you. Some others are seeing them on the market, and I just wanted to talk about them. I actually got a couple of these borrowed from our local Seattle Seahawks, and they were kind enough to loan me a few so I could look them over, talk about them, and just give the feedback to you guys so you know what's coming down the pipeline if you had an interest in these type coolers, or know what you're going to be looking at, because we know the last ones that came out were kind of junk. So let's talk about these. Okay, so looking at them side by side, some things you're going to notice is the shape of them. Wider on top, skinnier on the bottom, versus more tube-like here. One outside handle, 4 outside handles, but they also have a hidden handle down here and here. So they have the handles, which is nice. I like this version because then you can still do this without the handles getting in the way of things. So they kind of hide the handles. That I like. The material, plastic, duh, but it feels solid. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like it's going to bend. It feels strong. It's not giving. This is strong plastic. So that is nice. You know, even this feels more cheaper than this. So the old version here feels more cheaper plastic than this plastic, if that means anything. But it does feel good. Actually, it does feel quite nice. Has some good weight behind it. These are going to be lighter than this, but again, I think if it's thicker plastic, it's going to obviously have the weight. Lids has a little click to click on versus the screw. I like that. It's so much faster to put on than wrap it around. Does have a little plastic ring inside of it. As we all know, these ones love to come out. Let's see how these last, but these look a little better, a little thicker, more snugged inside. As your typical hole for water to get into your lids, yay. But yeah, so the lid itself is quite nice. There's a button up here. I have no idea what that is. I'll look into that later. I don't have fingernails to open it up. But, yep. So there you have that. Let's get to one of the important parts, the front nozzle part. So I talked to my colleague and I asked him, how did the nozzle hold up during the season? And by the way, these are units that have gone through the whole season. They are the ones that are thrown in their trailer, so they're banged around. And overall, there is a little bent part here, but for being thrown around, they're sturdy. They look sturdy, so I'm liking that. Again, message here is these feel sturdy. The unit itself down here, which I'll give you some closer looks up shortly here, is pull. Doesn't push, it does pull. Looks like I can rotate it out to pop that off. It goes right inside there. And it looks like it's all plastic, so it does not look like there's any kind of way of getting water into the middle of this, making them 500 pounds and ruining the unit. So that looks pretty darn cool. Yep. So as far as I can tell, even if this gets leakage, this is not going to ruin any type of inner lining between the materials. So they said that these lasted quite well. They had no issues with them. Nothing broke on them. And so that is a positive compared to what was out with Gatorade not too long ago. Their intermediate coolers, that things felt flimsy and breakable. These are not. I just done. It's on. Inside, there's just a hole in it, and I'll show you here in a second what that looks like. We got faint lines that are going to be showing what level of liquid you have in here. Very faint. It's like very, very hard to see. on both sides. You can see it, but not very well. But who cares on that part, as long as you have some lines. So in a nutshell, with these that are coming out, I like them. This looks pretty good. Feels comfortable holding wise. That's another thing. Grip wise, these are nice and skinny and small. Great if you have small hands, but they're roundish. They don't have much textile to it. These are more boxier with some more edges onto it. So I believe you have what it feels like better grip onto it. If you have tiny hands, you're gonna like these. But again, when they're full of water, it really kills your hands. This, you have to have a full hand grip, more hand space to hold on to them. So hand grips feel great on this. As in the whole unit, it's pretty solid. So I like this one. Let's check out the ice cooler. Okay, so here we got the ice chest. I believe in the packages, they come with ice chests that have the wheels. Now, what I didn't get a copy, didn't get one of those, but the only difference between this chest and that chest is it has wheels and handles. This is a 50 quart ice chest. The one in the package is also a 50 quart ice chest. So even though it has wheels and handles, it may look bigger, but it still holds the same amount. So there must be something inside that's taking up the room. This is your old standard one, the 48 quart ice chest. It does look much smaller, but again, material wise, you don't have the movable handles, so less things to break. Handles feel, again, just like the 9-gallon one, very snug, same style, boxy kind of feeling. Has weight to it, feels pretty good though. Nothing out of concern with that. What I do like on this one is it has the screw release versus the one that everybody breaks, because you get that snapped off on something and it sticks out. This is more flush with it, so if you're on your cart, it's not going to really hit it and damage it like this. So this is a much bigger improvement than the old ones here. I like that a lot. Any outside differences other than the indentation with the lightning bolt? Other side, nothing. So just standard there. Here, opening up, you got your standard hinge joint right here. This also has one too, but it has more of a hinge joint and metal screws holding things in. This is a much sturdier lid. Even my colleague was saying that the lids on these ones were much better than those ones. So again, more weight to this because it's thicker material, got more to it, but it does feel secure. And nice little plastic ring around here for insulation. And again, the lid for the cup, there's no cup, the screw comes off, nothing inside, there's clear plastic. So that's quite nice. It's very simple, so I like that. So for the ice chest, so again, I didn't get the one that had the wheels, so I can't tell how strong the wheels are or how strong the handle is, but the unit itself holds more than the 48, not by much, but some. Sturdy built, doesn't look like there's going to be any kind of lid issue. I always had the issues of people sitting on these and leaving the butt marks because there's that hollowness inside here. There's nothing on that. This is, you can sit on this and stand on this, and this is not going to leave any butt marks. So great, I can feel comfortable if coach is sitting on this and I won't be irritated with butt marks on my coolers. So yeah, pretty good on this one. So yeah, I like it. They look like they could stack on top of each other. So multiple ones. So let's see what they look like when they're on a water cart. So let's try that out, because I think that's where we're probably going to run into some issues. Okay, so we have the single water cart here. As you get closer, there's going to be some gap room there when it's all the way in the back. So if I bring it forward, Ah, look at that. Okay, so if I push this in, it's going to run into that bar. So that is going to be somewhat an issue. Could you get it really close? And water here? Yes. So this could work with this style of cart. I may want to put something on it to make it more flat so it won't fall between the cracks. So that is going to be somewhat of a alteration I'm going to have to do on this. So looking at this style of cart with the 9-gallon on it, if you have it all the way back, it's not going to fit. If you have it all the way forward, the bar is going to run into the handle spigot, so you have to scoot it right back a little bit to make it fit. So probably putting some kind of flat board underneath it is going to fix that solution. Okay, so with this style of cart, it is going to fit. There is going to be some gapping around, so that's fine. But what you're going to run into with this style of cart is the spigot and this lip right here, and I'll show you why. So with this, the spout's right about here. It's coming right down on this part. If we were to use a water bottle, it's not going to fit. You'd have to go in this direction and push it and pull it in and get it that way. So you will be able to do it, but you just have to shove this thing farther in. You won't be able to go down here. If there's a way of removing this lip right here, it would work much better. So that's probably what I would try to jimmy rig if possible, is removing this lip so this would not be in the way with the water bottle. But it does fit, as you can see. So there you have it. I hope that does give you some impressions. Overall, I like it. I like the new ones. I think these are a good step from what we had before. I know we had the OG style that is like indestructible. It's like cockroaches of the Gatorade Cooler style stuff, but those are, oh, don't build them like that anymore. But yeah, these are a good step. They're not like what we just came out with last year to hold things over. Those are crap. These are good. So I highly believe that these will be a good addition to those packages. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or leave them in the comments. If anybody else who has them who wants to chime in on this, that's great, because we all help each other out. So we know more before we buy. And yes, I'm going to shameless plug. I like to do review videos here in the description below. I'm going to leave my review websites, YouTube channel that I like to have people follow. I'm trying to review products that athlete trainers would use. So hopefully you might get a kick out of those videos as well. Thank you. Hope this helps. Peace. New coolers that are coming out in 2025. Wah, wah, wah. Deep has some efficient weight behind it. What the hell? Ugh! Efficient weight, deep weight.